Manufacturing jewelry is a process that takes time and much skill, like any other art form. Each jewelry piece must be conceptualized by the designer, keeping in mind all the possible techniques and drawbacks of the manufacturing process, and then must be transformed into beautiful pieces that we can sell and wear. Back in the day, jewelry was made entirely by hand, metals were all molded to shape, and the setting of gemstones was done patiently by hand. These days, with the advancements in technology, bench jewelers and artisans are equipped with multiple machines and technologies to help them craft each one of their masterpieces with ease and speed. Jewelry must first be designed before any manufacturing can be done. Each jewelry piece must be meticulously thought through with much trial and error. As with everything, even jewelry starts off with an idea. Ideas are then translated into a design that can be used in jewelry and looks graceful, complementing its use. Speaking about a design, versatile wearability is essential, as a lot of jewelry can be taken from the day to the night and with different outfits. In order to produce a unique piece, the very initial step is to create a design. This is the point from where the magic begins. It is a stage wherein the designer develops an idea for the design, evaluates the idea, and translates it into reality. After the design is finalized, the next jewelry manufacturing process is to create wax model with all the fine details by a computer-aided wax making machine. The computer file of the 3D model is transferred to a milling machine to cut out a wax model, or a 3D printer will grow an exact replica of the jewelry. The end result of wax model can be mathematically precise and offer mechanical feel to it. The hand-carved is absolutely essential to present a more organic design which showcase vibrant curves of natural forms and softer sensibility of the jewelry. In the molding department, the experienced molders will incorporate the traditional technique to hand-carve all the dimensional and intricate details to turn the rough wax mold into fine carved wax mold in which the advanced technology cannot replicate. Using wax models to create molds which are then filled with molten metal. This is a complex and specialized process which allows for the rapid production of multiple units, or for the production of units which might otherwise not be possible. Waxes may be carved by hand by specialist wax carvers, or may be created by digital milling, and while many jewelers do cast their own work, specialist casting companies are preferred by many. The gold is first melted. It is then converted into the small granules. Then simple silver is separated from gold. It is filtered out. Now purest form of gold was created. A rolling mill is a jewelry making tool used to shape and form metals. Crafters use it to roll out sheet metal, or to reduce the thickness of metal bars or rods. Rolling mills come in a variety of sizes, and can be operated manually or by power. Jewelry makers use rolling mills for a variety of tasks, including forming curves, drawing wire, and creating texture on metal. A rolling mill will last for many years with proper care and use, and will provide jewelers with a versatile way to create beautiful jewelry pieces. The wax tree will be placed into a metal cylinder, known as a flask, so that a plaster substance, combining investment powder and water, can be poured over to create the molds. The flask of wax models is then put into an extremely hot oven overnight, so that the detail of the wax pieces is captured in the mold as the wax is absorbed. Now that all the jewelry pieces are cast and pre-polished, the next jewelry manufacturing process is assembly. Here's where earring posts are added to the earrings, bails to hold pendants are added, or bracelet links are attached. To do this, a special silver alloy that melts at a slightly lower temperature than our cast pieces of jewelry is used to solder, or weld these silver pieces, called findings, into place. Once all the soldering is completed, the jewelry creation is ready to move to the pre-polish stage. The final step of the custom jewelry manufacturing process is quality control. This sounds simple, but it requires 3 separate and equally important steps that no reputable custom jewelry manufacturers ever skip. First, a jeweler will measure the piece to ensure it meets the designer's requirements. Then they will perform a thorough visual inspection. If the jewelry passes the eye test, it is then subjected to a final mechanical inspection that is typically performed on the clasps, chains, and bands of the piece of jewelry to ensure strength and durability. Jewelry has been part of the human experience for thousands of years, and today is the best time in history to be a private label jewelry manufacturer or jewelry buyer. There's more technology than ever to help jewelry manufacturers create the perfect piece of wearable art. It may seem like a miracle, but it's not. It's just a culmination of centuries of experience and artistic mastery, and nobody benefits from it more than the modern consumer. Once the raw casting is clipped off from the casting tree, it has a tiny nub left over at a place where the gold piece was attached to the sprue. The polisher grinds off this snub using the motorized grinding machine, which acts as an abrasive to smooth the surface of the gold piece. Stone setting is the art of securely setting or attaching gemstone in the jewelry. Different types of setting are used to create varied designs. Sometimes even combination of 2 setting is also used to make a piece look more appealing. This is the final polish of the piece of jewelry. In polishing, the idea is to add shine to the entire piece of jewelry. Polishing is done after setting of stones, and it can be done either by hand or by machine. Jewelers use many different methods to create your unique engagement and wedding ring. Hand making the rings ensures a perfect finish and gives you a truly unique ring. Let's explore the steps involved in the manufacturing process. The rolling press machine is used to roll the bar of chosen alloy into sheet. The rolling process not only increases the hardness of the alloy, but also removes porosity, which ultimately creates a very high quality metal. Here a powerful laser engraving machine to engrave these rings, which produces very high quality deep engravings. It takes dedication and skill to accurately execute each step in the process of cutting and polishing, so that each stone is perfectly fit the setting. The process begins by using a diamond saw to trim the rough piece into a more manageable size and shape, or to remove damaged or inclusion parts of the stone. The next step, preforming or grinding, involves the cutter using a machine embedded with diamond to give the stone the approximate shape to which it is best suited. A water supply of the machine provides a coolant to wash away debris and keep the stone from overheating as it is ground on progressively finer wheels. Following the preforming, the cutter uses wheels with finer abrasives for the sanding stage. Its purpose is to remove deep scratches left by coarser abrasives during grinding. Since it removes material less rapidly, it also allows more delicate control over final shaping of the stone prior to polishing.